I wanted to take the time out today to journal this particular scripture that was shared with my parents' congregation today. They live about 10 minutes away from Sandy Hook or Newtown, Connecticut, where this tragedy of the school shooting happened. We've actually visited that town. It's an absolutely beautiful community. And this was a very beautiful scripture that was shared with their congregation today with their circuit overseer at Jeremiah 29:11 and 12, where it says, "Thoughts of peace and not of calamity, to give you a future and a hope, and you will certainly call me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you." So I found personally that scripture to be very comforting, so I wanted to make sure to journal that today. So this will be my mixed media piece that hopefully I'll be able to finish this weekend.
For this project, I thought I would use my gelatos again. I'm going to use these to do some highlighting with the letters, probably with the light blue of the Faber Castell Gelatos. I think I have some pink on these. I also have some black and white, so I might be mixing those in there little by little. So I did pick up some spray bottles. This is mainly just, I only use water in it. It's from Close to My Heart, and it's a little bit of a bigger tube compared to the mini misters. So this is just a generic mini mister I found off of eBay, but it's about the same size as the ones on Ranger. And in these tubes, I mix my Magical Micas from Lindy Stamp Gang. So these are the two I'll probably be using today, which is Cathedral Pines Green, and the other one is Hydrangea Blue. I don't know how intense I'm going to make them yet, but those will be the colors I'll work with for the background. I used a Amy Tangerine stamp for the date, which was December the 14th. And this was a little postcard image that I found online, and this post office and dam has this water area that comes down onto the creek, and that creek is where my daughters and I have gone with my mom to feed the ducks, and it's just such a peaceful and beautiful little area. We would have never guessed something like this would have happened in this town. So that's why it's pretty close to our hearts with my parents living right there. And then I cut out the scripture here and the words that I want to highlight. I'm going to back those on chipboard, and for that I'm just going to use a leftover box from cereal, and just to give those a little bit of added dimension and texture, and I'll adhere those with some gel from Golden. So I'm going to experiment a little bit more with my clear gel and the Magical Micas as well, as in I'm going to mix in some of this into the gel and see how that turns out for us as well. So this is one of those incidents where we call it a happy accident. I had glued down the words on here wrong. So what I ended up doing was ripping some of them off, reapplying molding paste, and putting down the words in the correct order like they're supposed to be. But I kind of like it because it added more texture to my page here. So I'm going to go back in with some gelatos and blend in the colors a little better. I'm going to be using these two blues. This will be more on the outer edge, and this will be more on where the white areas of the molding paste are. Okay, so after much trial and error, I finished this little piece today. It has the scripture Jeremiah 29:11 and 12 on it, and back and forth I kept putting the strips of words in the wrong place. My brain's just not completely in gear today. But the 26 buttons are on here, and the date of when the event happened, a little picture of a postcard from that same town with the little stream where my daughters and I have been, along with a very encouraging scripture. So what I do with my mixed media pieces is it's almost in a way like a diary for me or therapy for me whenever there's something stressful going on. It's just a nice way to kind of release that and then feel better. So on the back I do journal, and that I keep in my notebook, and something like this is an event that happened to the kids too. So it's nice to have a piece like this that they can reflect on and they can remember the scripture. So it's definitely not necessarily just this one event, because we know this was not the first event like this, nor will it probably be the last. But it's always encouraging to think of what God will do for all of us in the future. So that's what I want my kids to remember, and that's why I wanted to make sure to tie in that scripture with this event, not to focus on just this one event, but also a lot of the tragedies and things like that that we see going on these days. So thank you everyone for watching, and I hope this inspires you to just be free with your projects. It doesn't have to be a right or wrong or look like a masterpiece in a museum. It just needs to be a way that you can express yourself and get your thoughts down on paper. Thanks for watching.